Y'all don't wanna know. Fuck around and see it, cause you know I'm gonna go. Yeah.
Web3 breakfast, serving size like Texas. I'm a beast, yeah, baby. You know I'm reckless. We stacking blue chips, my people by the dip. Matte Black Lambo coming soon. Don't forget, sign the check.
Web3 breakfast. Fuck a Lexus, push a Maserati, keep a diamond Jesus on my necklace. I'm living reckless. Fuck a job, cash the check, grab the bag, hit the flight, we on the next one. Wife changing money, just ask my honey. Got a diamond on my face, I can't help it, I'm new money.
Web3 breakfast, wake and bake, appreciate the checklist, moderate the stage, perplexing everything you say, and not to mention, I think I rugs. Maybe I should shrug it off, go touch some grass, perhaps some plug.
Web3 breakfast,
Web3 breakfast.
Web3 breakfast.
Turbo, when are you coming to Atlanta, man? We got to get back in the studio. I'm ready to cut another track.
Yes, heck yeah. Look, maybe.
I wanna be
well,
like
we got some things that are going to be coming up.
Come on, man. I want to be an old rapper.
Hell yeah.
Get that geezer rap.
Hell yeah, bro.
That
yeah,
senior citizen rap.
Get that GG. You're a gangster, grandpa.
Dude, that's
gangster granny.
NFT collection coming in the next bull run is the gangster grannies and the gangster gramps, and it's
but it's going to be all of the Web3 rappers who are over 40. So we have a plethora of musicians for you guys.
It's like the old.
Holy crap!
It's the oldest genre of musicians on the planet is the Web3. It's just a bunch of old dudes just living out the fantasies. Like, finally got a chance, man. I got distribution. I got everything.
You don't wait. You don't come into a radio near you. You guys thought Nelly being, coming back and doing music again was great. No, we have the gangster grandpas. The hottest thing to hit Web3. There's gonna be a metaverse.
Yeah, dude.
You know what I mean? Like, look, we're gonna have a metaverse, passive income, and I need one more
utility. One more utility.
Listener.
Come on, one more utility.
Yeah.
What's the utility there?
We're also going to be donating. We're also going to be donating a portion. Go ahead, Seven.
The utility would be that we get to fund our old folks' home that we live in.
Oh, that's right, because it's a jail. And
well, I was actually going to.
Yeah. That's right.
I like that too, and the other part can go to college funds for 40 and up strippers.
Oh god.
So if you're a 40 and over stripper,
holy shit! All right.
Then we have a college. We have college grants for you.
I don't know about that.
I have a bad feeling about this.
Nothing. All right.
We've had better ideas, I think.
That's all I got.
The breakfast table here. GM Carey, what's up?
I could use a new liver. I could always use a new liver. You know what I'm saying? So donations be popping for K-Dog to get a new liver in him. Gosh knows, this one's the hardest working liver in the galaxy.
Can we clarify this really quick? Are you now to be known as K-Dog?
Oh, please, no, don't do that.
No, I mean,
I don't know what
that's his rapper name. That's his rapper name.
Yes. That's my GG rapper name, yo. K-Dog. That's my original grandpa
Carrie has to do the intros like on the megaphone. That's what he needs. That's the voice he's got. Like or he has the announcer voice. Like he comes like when we do the trailer for it. It needs that you and Turbo need to dress up like Macho Man Randy Savage and the Hulk Hogan, and Carrie's in the middle of it doing like the fucking what do you think about it? And he's like, like I want Turbo to come in like he's so coked out he doesn't even know he's on camera.
If you go back
in
and
this
watch
corner, we have the amazing Turbo.
K-Dog.
In this corner, we have J Chains. What have you got to say?
I'm gonna break his head, brother.
Yeah, eat your cereal.
If you go back and watch any of those old wrestling videos, man, those guys, they were just blasted. Oh my goodness, just steroids and cocaine.
So intense. They were so intense when they were standing there. They couldn't even stand still, dude. Some of the Macho Man ones get me so hyped, though. I used to literally incorporate that in any music I used to do just because of how fucking hilarious he was when he was talking on the microphone.
Yeah, I'm surprised how long some of them lived.
They're still living, man.
Wait.
There's a show on TV right now you can watch about like the original WWF guys, and they're all like, it's like a special episode on Jake the Snake. He's like, straight up, I wouldn't even get out of bed unless they had some fucking crack for me on the table. There's like some poor kid that like answered the phone at the WWF like call center, and he's like, yeah, one day Jake the Snake called in, and he was like, you don't have a fucking 100-bag of rock for me when I get there. I'm not going on stage. So I had to go get some.
That's crazy. I when I was living in Austin, Texas, I took a flight back. We took a flight back from Chicago back to Austin, and rode in first class with what's his name, the Undertaker. Dude is massive, and he is. I'll tell you what, like that's some wear and tear on the bodies. Those guys put on themselves.
How'd you recognize him? Did you recognize him, or were people like, "Yo, it's the Undertaker"?
No,
because I couldn't imagine what he would look like without makeup and all that stuff.
Not much different at this point. He definitely looks like an Undertaker, just in normal life. Yeah, I mean, he's got the stringy hair and the horrible looking skin.
He doesn't need the makeup anymore at all.
He is
the Undertaker. He is just transformed into his character that he's played for so many years now.
Oh my God, facts. Yeah, I mean, you could just tell that whatever those guys did to their bodies was not the right move.
Dude, Hulk Hogan, some of the interviews that he talks about, like some of the fights that he was doing, dude. Like back in the old days when they used to like cut themselves. I don't know if you guys know this, but they do like this little razor blade trick to make the blood come out, and they used to keep it in their gloves. That's why they used to wrap up their gloves, so they'd have like this little bitty snippet of a razor blade to where they could cut the tops of their like their scalp, like right at the rim of their hair, and they got so good at it you couldn't even tell. And dude, he said that there was one time where he fucked up one good time and he was just there's a
I remember this
bloody as hell, and he's just fucking bleeding, and they're like, oh, you gotta stop. Like they're telling him, you gotta stop, dude, you're bleeding out. He's like, fuck that, I'm beating this motherfucker. And I was like, what? And he's like, I'm giving myself.
My blood's thin from the cocaine.
Right. It's like literally, he's not telling anybody about the right hand that has the cocaine pipe on the other side, but he's just like, fuck that, I'm giving them a show. And he's like doing backflips off off the shit. Oh,
just a pack straw like in the rest of the glove, just go in.
Yo, I tried.
Oh my God.
I tried to cut myself, and now my finger looks like this.
You got that crooked knuckle.
And that's what happens.
Turbo has a newly permanent crooked knuckle. Matthew, you got your hand up. What's up, man?
GM fam, happy Friday. I just wanted to share a quick story about a prankster who I used to work with at the office, who had a Google plugin for Chrome that every time you clicked your mouse, there was a 1 in 100 chance that your entire screen would go into a Hulk Hogan commercial and the volume would go up. And so it's like a 30-second long thing. If people be in meetings, they'd be like doing presentations and they'd click and it would just be like, Hulk Hogan. and there was no way to get it off your computer. Like they had no idea that they had been infiltrated. It was fantastic.
I love things like that.
I love that.
Yeah, that doesn't mean much. There's no harm in it. It's just kind of funny stuff. Those are some of the best practical jokes you can do.
Fun story.
Yeah.
My aunt went to school with Jake the Snake. What's up, guys? Good morning. Good morning. Happy Friday, pizza day.
Yo, Shane.
GMGM fam.
My aunt went to high school with Jake the Snake. He was from Iowa,
Oh, nice.
or at least he went to high school with.
Oh, he was one of my favorites. Hulk,
Do you-
Jake the Snake, Macho Man for sure.
Yeah, I never really understood wrestling, so I never really got into it too much. I went to a couple wrestling matches. You know what I'm saying? That was like the one thing that my real dad took me to before he told me that, hey, I'm really sorry I was never a dad and that I didn't do a good job. I'm going to do better. That was the last time I saw him, you know what I mean? I thought when we went to the WWF wrestling match, I thought, damn, maybe he's turned over a new leaf. But no.
Oh, man.
Jesus, dude.
Jesus.
It's a downer story,
Is
man.
it sad? I thought it was gonna be funny. All right, well, everyone just laugh. All right,
All
and
right,
let's just keep it moving. Barbie had her hand up.
Hey, what's up,
Okay,
GM Nikki?
so I could GM. I was gonna not say this because I thought maybe we're not gonna take this show in this direction today. But I'll pivot and I'll say I've heard you guys say cocaine pipe, and I've heard you say cocaine, and I've heard you say crack. I don't know the difference between the three.
Cocaine pipe isn't a thing. Let's make that clear right off the bat. There's no such thing as a cocaine pipe.
Yes, there is,
crack.
Carrie. When it's in your glove and you're snorting cocaine out of said pipe, I swear there's one.
I mean, do you think
Cocaine pipe.
James, I am so sorry for taking it in this direction.
No, it's good. We do need to clarify that, you know, these guys were definitely, I mean, they were showmen, right? Like, you know, this was all scripted, and yeah, you know, there was outcomes that, you know, were to be achieved. There was, you know, certain moves that had to be done, and these guys, they put their bodies through hell, and they were absolutely blasted. Now, were they actually doing shit in the ring? I don't know, but I can only imagine that some of these guys had a little something taped somewhere in case they needed a little rescue, a little pick me up.
I have to find this one
Oh,
fight,
bump.
Jay, that I swear that they had cocaine in the tops of the fucking poles when they were fighting, and they were like, when they bashed old buddy's head into the tops of the corner of the ring.
Stands there and just does like a Scarface.
Right, it literally like
That's a quick
exploded
line.
with dust, and I was like, dude, no way, like, because it looks like the hand powder, it looks like just chalk, but it was totally cocaine.
It was
like,
never
and
chalk.
you could just see the dude, you could just see the smile on his face, like, thank you for doing that. Like, you could tell he was like, I don't care, just puts me in there one more again.
Do you think that's what LeBron does? Like, he's just like, whoa, like he found out from the wrestlers, like that's what they were doing. He's like, all right, man, I'm gonna do that, and then now he does like this. Just
Oh my god, he's just fucking killing it.
Only because he's that rich, though. Like, it's not for like drug purposes. He only does that to make a statement.
Yeah.
It's just cocaine.
oh, it's like, dude, I saw this.
Okay,
I saw
powder
this
chalk.
video.
Oh my God.
Speaking of making like statements, like, and you know, that was a funny one, but like this is a real thing in Houston. In the clubs, what they're doing is they're having bottle offs, and it's like these rich groups of dudes are literally buying bottles in the clubs. They got all the lights on in the club, and like the crew, honest, you probably can tell me about this. They were literally, I was watching videos of this. Like they literally are just pouring bottles out in the club. Who can pour out more bottles? Who can pour out more expensive bottles? It's just, no one's drinking it. They're literally just pouring them out on the floor. It's insanity.
I've heard about this. It's really ridiculous that they're like, how much money can you waste without actually enjoying it?
They should get into NFTs.
They should get into NFTs.
Because if it's the same, you know, it's the same. I feel like I do that. You know, I buy NFTs. I feel like it's just dumping the bottle out. You know what I mean?
Well, it's better than scratchers, man.
Have we established the difference between a cocaine pipe and a crack pipe? I'm still
I
curious.
love it. I love how she's like, you didn't.
Nah, we just breezed right by that.
To be perfectly honest with you, I'm not sure. I think that may be on the schedule for the DGen show later tonight. after hours, the after 10 p.m. crowd. I don't
apologies.
No need to apologize. I'm just not sure of the difference, to be honest with you. And
or if that thing exists.
Yeah.
But Honest did have his hand up, and
Honest?
so he's gonna school us on the bottles, and he might know about said crack pipe or cocaine pipe.
I definitely kind of know about the crack pipe and the cocaine pipe, but let's not do that on Web3 Breakfast. It's not that early. Now, if it was like 2 o'clock in the morning early, we could definitely get into the crack pipes.
Love
but
it.
Right now, I was kind of hinting your bottle wars. They don't got bottle wars anywhere else besides Houston.
I've not seen them anywhere, man. I've not seen them anywhere.
Okay, so to let everybody know, we call them bottle wars, and it has to do with a lot more than just bottles. So what happens is a group of guys, girls, whatever, who's ever in your section, you buy bottles, and you drink them until somebody else buys more bottles than you. Then when somebody buys more bottles than you, then you take your bottles, you empty them upside down in your bucket, and you order more bottles. Then you make it rain. Well, we make it rain because it looks better that way. But those are called bottle wars. It's crazy ass fucking Web 2 shit. You know what I'm saying? I haven't done it in a minute. Well, last time we did it, I think we did it in Miami, but it's something that people do a lot out here, and especially broke people. I can't attest to the broke people, but I see a lot of people that do bottle wars and then go jump in the Toyota Camry with their baby mama with the missing window. So, you know what I'm saying? But it's just so weird now that you brought it up. I was like, I didn't know that. You're like, it's a Houston thing, and I'm in Houston. So I'm like, oh shit, we do that.
Dude, it was so funny how that timing happened, because as the story was going on, and I say that, and then all of a sudden you pop in, and I know you're from H-Town. Shout out to my Texas family. I miss Texas. I would like to get back there at some point and go back to Austin and check that out, man. Maybe we'll do some live shows. We'll go out there for like a week, go do some fun stuff, float the rivers, go down to Rainy Street, do some fun things, man. We'll go do like a little Texas trip. I think there's like some conventions that are there in April every year, like Consensus and stuff. So, but I'd like to get there before.
Yeah. Come to Consensus, bro. You know you missed last Consensus. We had the key party.
I know.
I need you, jchains.eth. This is your time, brother.
I will be there soon enough, man. I will not be missing any events. Hopefully, barring any unforeseen circumstances, pretty soon here, I will be at every event along with Turbo 7 and the crew, Nikki, everybody representing, educating, positive. That's the whole thing, guys. I know we're going to talk about gaming and shit today, but like, tell you what, it's just all about keeping that positive mentality, man.
It's all you can do. It's the only thing that you can control is what's inside your mind. Guys, thank y'all so much, man, for coming to Web3 Breakfast. We do this every Monday through Friday with our host, Jay Chains. If y'all don't know, man, I've been in crypto for forever, since the beginning of crypto time, I guess.
No.
Doing his thing. I'm Turbo Made It. I'm just a lucky co-host to be here. Combat veteran here to save the world, guys, man. We appreciate y'all coming here and doing this with us. If you want to be a part of the show, definitely feel free to request up. Come up here. We'll be talking about Web3 game. We had a heck of a conversation yesterday. We did not accomplish our mission.
No.
Nowhere near close at all. Like we didn't even make it to the game.
And to be
we were still on the bus.
To be perfectly honest with you, like I almost feel, after some of the conversations that we had and what we're looking at the charts and we're seeing things come back down, as much as I love this idea and this exercise, Carrie, we'll get your hand in just a second. As much as I love it, I don't know if this is the right time. I don't think this is the right time to put together a portfolio. I think we can be looking and researching and thinking about what we want to add into a portfolio. But I don't think this is, with knowing that we are probably going to see a big leg down pretty soon here, I think it would be irresponsible for us to start publicly putting stuff like that out right now. And that's just my opinion. You guys can tell me that I'm full of shit, but I don't want anybody to get the wrong idea with where we think the markets are and how things are looking. I mean, the traditional market's looking like it's going to go to shit. Matt, you could tell me what we're thinking about that and how, again, the correlation still is what it is, that the TradFi and crypto markets, they move together until we see something different. Like, that's just how they are. Carrie.
Yo, absolutely, man. We got to keep this shit in perspective, and it's game for us, right? Like this is just for fun. We're not actually throwing down 100 G's on nothing. We're not actually like, I'm not like throwing money into these projects necessarily right now, but it's like interesting to see, like we can use CoinMarketCap to create our own little portfolio at like, specific times. And like if I'm doing it as an experiment just to see what happens if like today I were to throw down, whatever into these coins, how it will work out from here, and just letting it roll. And you can do that at any time you feel like. You can do it at the top of the market, do it at the bottom of the market, see where it goes. But I just think it's a fun exercise to create these watch lists and just and watch list, you know what I mean? But I was noticing we were getting past the time of chaos, as much as I love chaos, and I was just gonna throw a couple names. I was gonna say, maybe what are y'all thinking about veracity these days? And I know Seven's got to have some loop ring in his bag.
Oh yeah.
Anyway,
I constantly buy loop ring because I constantly spend loop ring on random projects that I get. So I'm usually just sitting at a certain point because I spend so much on just dumb stuff. But I don't really buy a lot of coins. I like to stay consistent with the one and only thing that I buy. But other than that, I stick to just watching the market right now because it's imminent.
Imminent is
yeah, and you know what's really.
Go ahead, Trevor.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say you're talking about the imminent decline in the market, right? So.
Oh, absolutely. Like we're on the we gotta have a whole a political situation to happen, and we got a lot of big boys are talking about crypto in a good light all of a sudden, which is really funny because literally not even a month or two ago we were getting the Bitcoin was the only one that wasn't a security, and now there's a lot of rollback to that and a lot of sentiment that they're trying to get who out of the SEC because he's a clown and always has been. So I can't wait to see what they do with him and who they replace him with, because they want to steamroll this because they understand. I think that somebody got the hint that this is not just some fluke, that there's going to be a money machine back in this bag, and everybody's gearing up and getting the liquidity out slowly but surely in the back end, and not letting the consumer know.
Okay. Yeah, and Gary Gensler is definitely a ding dong for sure. But the thing that I took away the most from yesterday, though, that really I think kind of set out in my mind was when we were talking about the game studios versus just the games themselves. That was one thing I thought was really interesting. But the other thing too is, that we really didn't talk about, and maybe this might be kind of a good thing to talk about today, is, if you are buying those tokens, you should probably play the game. You should probably be in, or watching the game or enjoy the game. I would kind of think of it in that traditional sense, you know what I'm saying? If it's something that you enjoy to do, put your money into it.
That is that's a fantastic point. And it's funny, I even was talking to my mom about that because we were talking yesterday afternoon after the show, and she was saying something like what would be the benefit for me investing in ApeCoin? And I said, to be honest with you, Mom, unless someone like you is willing to go buy something at the Gucci store, or you want to go buy a Tag Heuer watch, and I believe that they did, ApeCoin is in that whole group that is with the project that is connected with Shopify. I think that some of those merchants, I think they're connected into that. So there is some more opportunity to spend ApeCoin, in a commerce level. But, I said, that's a really good question, Mom. It's you're not a gamer. You're not going to participate. It's not like you're going to get a mutant or an ape and stake it with some ApeCoin. So no, I would take a pass on that. Now, I believe, she feels maybe the sandbox is a better opportunity for her. So, in the realm of, metaverse opportunities into the coin, maybe she'll get some sandbox because she sees that there's a bigger opportunity there because of the style of it and how kids are brought up and what they're, kind of playing with and building it now. Maybe that just seems like a better opportunity. I don't know, but those are great questions. Or if it's not, even though there's the potential for the gain, is it something that you should still invest in? for just that X, or should you be investing in things that that you care about, things that you understand, or ecosystems that you can participate in if that in-game asset is part of the investment instrument?
Well, the gaming as it stands currently right now, if we look at traditional video games like Fortnite, for instance, right? There's things that you can buy with V-Bucks, and there's things that you can buy like with cash that you can pay all the way out. Now, the things you buy with cash are more money, right? Or you can rake up these tokens and be able to get it, for cheaper, right? If we take that model and we look at like a brand like Gucci, right? To where they get to have a token where they can control like, this, like how much this token, the value of it is, right? So you can come in and use real dollars, which you'd have to spend way more money, or, through different rewards or, NFT holdings, participation in different things that they have going on, branding, marketing, things that you're helping with, you're able to receive these tokens and then purchase the same purse, for less money, right? Because money is fake. It's just this fake value, and save, and be able to earn these things. So I think that's going to be a big push, for kind of more adoption of crypto as a whole, if we can understand like why it's important to have our own tokens.
Would you want? I would like a wallet with some Gucci bucks in it. Gucci bucks.
Hell yeah!
And then there was Ardo.
What's up,
going
Ardo?
on?
What's up, Commander?
Hey, so it's a great discussion we're having here today, and everyone make sure you're hitting that retweet button. This is a very serious discussion, and I've had a lot of talks with Turbo and J Chains and Seven about some of the events I attended, in which some very key people to future regulation were there. Some of the esquires hired by the government to affect regulation in and outside of the SEC, the IRS, the FDIC, and a few other, 3 to 4 letter agencies. And one of those topics was on IP rights. So when it comes to that acquisition we discussed yesterday, Activision is eyeballing Candy Crush as one of their future Web3 products. They are eyeballing Call of Duty as one of their future Web3 products, at least in the NFT realm. They are eyeballing some sort of collaboration with World of Warcraft. It's no secret, World of Warcraft has the largest gaming community, hands down by a landslide. I think by like a minimum 40 million gamers. Now think about this. There's not even 4 million gamers in the Web3 space. So one game has literally earned more money than everything in Web3 gaming combined. So this is a huge effect. Now, with the future events we have coming up, we know that a lot of news and secrets are going to be released. Of course, they've been quiet lately, but that's due to NDAs and things like that as they prepare for what's coming. The CEO of Microsoft has kept no secret about this acquisition being for them wanting to basically rule the metaverse, right? And they're gonna do it. When we look at the fun of games, well, a lot of these titles are already fun, right? People play them, they have purpose in them, they have that euphoric experience in them. We've been playing some of these title games for years, whether through mobile, whether through console, whether through PC, in some cases virtual. So there's going to be lots of concepts there, whether it's the ownership of the NFTs, whether it's the earning of some sort of in-game cryptocurrency, whether it's the ability to trade peer-to-peer, whether it's the ability to have some sort of synchronicity with other games so that you're able to move those assets to other games. And interoperability is a big thing. But it's also about the platforms, right? We've seen that with Gala. We've seen it with Immutable X. We've seen the start of that with Star Atlas and the way they designed their platform. So what does that mean? Obviously, these are things that Activision and well, Blizzard, for the most part, has already perfected years ago. So what do we do with title games? And someone brought it up, gaming labs versus just gaming projects. Gaming labs have a lot of power. If you look at Blizzard Entertainment, they have almost 10,000 employees. So they have the ability to just, slingshot themselves forward because they already have the manpower in place, they have the tech in place, they have the money in place. When we start seeing these NFTs and cryptocurrencies, I would highly advise you to not ignore them. And this is not financial advice. This is just straight up common sense advice. I think Matt can heavily weigh in on that, because if you look at these massive labs or corporations, they're lobbyists. So what do you think they're going to have effect on? Regulation of some sort that benefits their movement around in the space, whether that be financially, whether that be the regs on tech, the regs on how the in-game assets get treated in the future. These are all the things that we need to be paying attention to as we start to add these things to our portfolios. And Jay Chains, that was perfect concept you came up with is what do I put in my portfolio, but not just what, when, and what capacity is that investment going to be in? Because we not only have to watch the market, we have to watch the regulation, we have to watch the creation, we also have to watch what we would call that euphoric experience, right? What games are people attracted to that my investment is going to be supported by, because there's enough people that are willing to launch themselves into that project.
I feel that. All right. Hey, it's 10:30. It's workout time. Matt, I know that there was probably something for you to add on to that. Please do me a favor. Make sure that you write your notes down so that we can get to you as soon as the break in. But we got Coach Corey shouting at us over on the YouTube comments saying we're late. So I got to do some squats because apparently my thighs are looking soft. So I'm gonna do some squats with the what are they called? The thrusters, where you do the squat plus the shoulder press.
Yeah, hell yeah.
That's what I'm doing.
My God, that's exactly what that is. I bumped up my kettlebell or my dumbbell here. I'm gonna be doing some overhead tricep presses, and make sure you're keeping these shoulders looking nice. I think that is important. Let me know real quick, Jay, if you can hear this right here. Nope, you can't, because it's not going there. 1 second, guys. Sorry about that. You can't. It's coming through my. There you go.
I'm in a horse race trying to get up to first place.
Let's get right to it, guys. Let's go.
And I wake up and settle up. All the money I'm making, I add it up. Leave all these other jackets in the dust. It's me and my horse, nobody I trust. We have the derby, they spending their money on me on the course. I'm feeling the rush. We holding it down. They loving the way that we moving the crowd. We running the town. There ain't no jockey better on another level. Pedal to the metal. I'm a gritty fellow. I will never settle, cause I've been a rebel, solid as a rock. You a little pebble. I be taking off like a bow and arrow. I'm in first place, making my dinero. As soon as I hop on a horse and I tell them to go, everybody gon' get left behind. There's nowhere to run, there's nowhere to hide. When all the awards are still on the grind, still I'ma shine. Ahead of my time, ahead of my class. You ain't with the dime. I'm in my bag, I'm still in my prime. You thinking you better, you out of your mind. Gotta get back on the horse. Gotta get back on the course. Number one thing I do. Some you cannot afford.
Let's get them last reps in. Come on, one more.
They know what I'm doing this for. Yep. I'm trying to win all the awards. Some I never do force. Gotta get back on the horse. Gotta get back on the course. Number one thing I do. Some you cannot afford. It's a lifestyle, not a sport. They know what I'm doing it for. I'm trying to win all the awards. Some I never do force.
Let's go ahead and start bringing it right back on in, guys. Fantastic job. Man, we're getting excited. Our big boy pony's about to go for the big one. 100 bands. He wins that, it'll be $1 million pony.
Oh, wow.
But we could keep him. We could keep him and he could win the Derby. So, Breeders' Cup, baby. Yeah. Jay, come back. Come back. Don't look in the light. Whatever you do not. Whitney, Go check on Jay.
I just went to the. I think
It
to
looks
the
like
edge.
he.
Thanks, Corey. I just went to the edge of having a heart attack. I believe. I'm back.
Yeah, stay out of the light. Stay out of the light.
We're back, baby. All right, let's get back into this. So we're gonna end up adding some veracity. We don't know how much yet, but I like that call, Carrie. Thank you. So Matthew, you got anything that you were gonna add on to what Arda was saying, and then we'll get to Mel.
Yeah, I mean, I think that it's just a really interesting perspective how we're seeing the gaming kind of come to light. I think, you were talking about the ape ecosystem and a bunch of these other ones, Sandbox and Decentraland. I'm still of the opinion that we're still in the early days of this. I look back at the Decentraland chart when we saw the actual auction. So I took place in the auction early in 2017, and like I was able to get land for like nothing. And it kind of reminds me of when they dropped the other side. And nothing really happened. Like there was this just down market. This kind of coincided with the bear market of 18 and 19. And you look at the chart and it was kind of like this blip on the radar, because when the bull market came back, they were 10, 20x what they were, even when people didn't really care. So I'm really excited when they start to open up these ecosystems. And I think that the more we can build in commerce and experiences and different games and all that kind of stuff, it's just going to help elevate that ecosystem. And to Ardo's point, about the labs ecosystems, there's just so much going on. And so it's kind of like this Wild West too, that we've talked about all the time, where we're just not really sure how these things are going to pan out. And, it's just going to be really interesting to see how this all progresses.
Do that. Thank you. Mel, what's going on, man? GM. Glad you got a chance to join us for part 2 of the gaming discussion today. How are you?
What's up, family? What's good, everybody? Yeah, man, I was mad yesterday. I couldn't really tap in, but, we started talking about gaming, man. The even bigger kids starts to come out. But again, then the maturity has to set in, because there is an opportunity within this gaming space and in the space overall. So I'm just absorbing. I just wanted to say what's up. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. And yeah, man, I'm psyched, man. I can't wait to see what happens. And I had no idea. And thanks for that info that Activision is really looking at these brands, because again, you're 1000% correct on that. And I just want to capitalize just like everybody else in this area.
Rug?
Yeah, it's definitely something to consider, right? I'm glad Matt brought up Sandbox, and we watched the development of Sandbox over the last few years. We know that one of the hurdles that Web3 projects have is typically when they come in, there's a fundraising period, whether it's from the angel investors, corporate investors, or they actually have some sort of seed to get investment from high-end crypto investors. And then the rest is having the gamers invest. What do you do with an organization that comes in and they don't need to raise any money at all? They can hire the best developers on the planet. They already have a lab, right? Activision already has a lab. They already have titles that have made billions, right? We saw through Facebook and everything how much Candy Crush made. We've seen what Call of Duty has made. We've watched it expand across multiple systems, as well as PC and mobile. I don't know if you guys remember a few years ago when Call of Duty Mobile got pretty big. And so the incorporation of Web3 into the gaming logic is not a difficult thing when the gaming logic has already been created and perfected.
Do you think that versus whether it's reinventing the wheel or doing their own development, we're going to see more acquisitions start to happen pretty soon versus them developing their own projects? Like, why not just take something that's already here and just throw some more money behind it to put? Isn't that how that works? Don't they do a lot of the acquisition stuff in tech?
You see a lot of acquisition stuff, but we just watch that, right? And so,
I mean, with like a Web3 company,
it's gonna happen, but it's gonna be more of a hey, we see you as a competition, so we're gonna buy you out. It won't be more of a just investing into that project to make it bigger, so to speak. We've watched that in some of the game projects that have land or some sort of massive asset. We watched that in Sandbox, right? You started seeing corporations come in and buying out stuff, but it wasn't with the intent of buying out Sandbox. It was more of a presence thing, but it was the alarm bell that they're here and they're paying attention. And so we got so starry-eyed over the titles that already exist, we stopped paying attention to the door knockers that were letting us know they're coming. Whether it was Amazon, whether it was Google, whether it was Microsoft, whether it was, the NFL, the UFC. And now we're at that point of the scale is now tipped. And let's look at the schematic that I think is going to become a popular one. We see what Immutable X has done. Mm-hmm. And they're trying to simplify it. We've seen what Gala Games has done. Look at the schematic Blizzard has. They have a login system with your own kind of like back page where any titles that they have, you can enter those titles from that main hub. You can download from there. You can look at your assets from there. Now, when you go inside of a particular game, right now, can you earn? No, but the game has some sort of currency already in it. Now, they have taken the step to where you can use that currency for game time, so you are saving money that you would typically spend to pay at a store or online for your game time. So the schematic is already there, whether we look at it that way or not. It's already a monetization schematic there. There's just no crypto behind it or an NFT behind it. But they do have assets that you can own in the game already. If you had an asset from Vanilla WoW, you can use it today. So they already have that interoperability model from inside of their different expansions. So I think this is something that Gala Games is already looking at. Mm-hmm. And so I think we see more of current games picking up the models of high-end labs that already exist versus the other way around.
You know,
go ahead. Tripacito. You rug yourself? Ayo, go ahead.
Yeah, I always love this conversation for the gaming aspects, because like with Call of Duty on the last update and everything, you lost everything. You didn't own any of it. But I do see PlayStation, if you look at it this way, they are out. You can get their NFTs basically on their own platform. It's like that. Where do you draw that resistance line, I guess you call it, for investor versus consumer in the gaming world? Like, they're already established. I see a lot of projects promising a lot of things for gaming side of the gaming side of it, but there's like 5 devs compared to, you look at Final Fantasy and those type of games with like 40 developers. Like, where would you draw the line on consumer versus investor, I guess, when we're going into this play to earn world?
Yeah, I mean, go ahead. Earl.
That's great. No, I was gonna say that's great. He brought up a great point. We do see that struggle in Web3, right? Needing more development or the manpower to develop, but there's that cost analysis factor, right? And I guess you could look at it as a SWOT analysis. You rarely hear the projects talk about their SWOT analysis, but it's something that should be talked about in a roadmap because it matters. Do you have the strength to bring in the developers to fast track your what you're building, or does the roadmap last 10 years before you have a game people can truly play? Versus these projects coming in with billions of dollars and 40, 100, 200, 300 developers, and they can drop everything to make sure that they overnight whatever it is that they're trying to do.
That's why I love talking the Web3 gaming aspect of everything, because like these companies are already established. We're seeing more and more come into the monetization for the Web3 world of gaming, but they're already so established, so it makes that line really hard to cross.
Hey, let me ask you a question. We're, the whole idea of what we've been doing the last, yesterday and then today was, looking at ways to develop a portfolio that would be gaming specific. We were going to put it as like 100K. I think we're going to just start putting our watch list together. I think really for right now, until we have a better idea where the market is. What would be, in your opinion, one project that if you were putting together a portfolio that you would not want to miss out on, that is gaming specific?
Web3 gaming?
Yeah.
Or one that's already established?
Yeah, like Web3 gaming. Now, it could, think about, like yesterday someone was saying GameStop, right? Like, while it's a traditional stock, it's, it's still, there's going to be rewards to owning GameStop because of Web3 gaming and what they're putting together, right? Think of like NVIDIA with, incorporating into the metaverse. So it doesn't have to be just like crypto coins. It can be, I think Ardo had said yesterday as well, like, NFTs that have significant value and probably, a big aspect to the in-game environment or whatever, like that could be considered a big investment. So something like that. I mean, it really could be anything, but that directly will benefit the Web3 ecosystem as it matures in the gaming sector.
Man, that's a good question. I like Rockstar with what they're doing, because you can already incorporate you can walk around as like your lion or whatever you want to inside the game. I think that's the closest we have so far that's tying into that for the online play aspect of it. But man, I gotta think about that one for a second.
All right, I like that. Mel, what you got?
Just kind of was just switching the topic just for a quick second. A public service announcement. I know you guys are running around Twix and you're seeing that post about the XRP airdrop, and if you know better, there is no such thing as a Ripple XRP airdrop. So don't be fooled, ladies and gents. Just be careful, pay close attention, read the fine print. But I just want to put that service announcement out there just for anyone who didn't catch it or attempted to tap into it. There is no such thing as an XRP airdrop.
Absolutely, man. Thank you. I've saw that, the last, definitely it seems like, when you get hit with that, you get hit with that. Every post that I put out, it'd be like that hidden comment or, every time I reply on something, it sucks when that happens. I wish that X would get a little bit better at cleaning some of that stuff up, but we will win.
Yeah.
We want to. So thank you for the PSA there. Carrie, what you got?
Yo, so I got 2 tokens. I would be remiss if I didn't mention again. These ones are going out to CryptoK and Corey because they don't really come up to speak that much. So for CryptoK, I think his pick would be Render, and that's more of an infrastructure play because it's like providing the GPU power to like what all these games are going to need, right, in a decentralized way. So that's one I think is crucial. And then I believe Corey is big on, as well as I am, on the Ultra games. It's another massive studio, and they've got like, I don't know, I was just looking at their website, but they're partnered up with like Atari, so they've already got those traditional partnerships established. They're partnered with AMD and Ubisoft. You know what I'm saying? So like those are the connections that when I see partnerships like that being developed, it's like, you don't want to sleep on those ones. It's worth at least putting onto the watch list.
I love that. So with Render, looking at that on the year chart, that thing is up from like 52 cents up to like $1.33, and it did spike up to like 280 back in June. So that thing has been, even though we're in a bear market, that thing has been doing well. So definitely added that to the watch list. And then Ultra, yeah, I know we talked about that one yesterday. Corey's been talking about that one for a while. So that is definitely something I want to throw on our list just to make sure that we've got it. As of yesterday, when you talked about it, I did throw 50,000 coins on the list. That was like $7,450, so like 7.4% of our portfolio going into Ultra. Hopefully that's enough. You guys let me know if that's enough or if that's too much.
No, that sounds great. And I also want to see some of these Web3 titles actually focus on an achievement system. What's one of the biggest things inside of the euphoric experience of gaming? It's some sort of achievement system, whether it's a weapon you can win, whether it's a rare skin, whether it's a title you can hold in the game. These are things that the streamers love, right? Because it's something they get to show off to their followers that they hit some sort of achievement. We see this in Diablo with the hard mode level 100 achievement that they have. We see this in a few games that are in Web3, but we have to get away from that playing it to earn, right? Because if it's fun, you'll earn by playing. And so we shouldn't lead it with playing this game to earn. Not everyone wants to play the game. We've heard that yesterday, that some people want to watch others play it. But if the game has this massive euphoric experience that sparks you to return and play it every day because you feel you have some sort of purpose in that game, then the earnings will be there, right? Making money lasts. It is the fourth currency of the world, not the first. So what are these projects doing for the time, knowledge, and relationships that bring that euphoric experience that eventually earns the money for the gamer?
I have consistently said I wish my life had the achievements aside with like Grand Theft Auto. I want to know how many times I've peed. I want to know how many sandwiches I've eaten, how many slices of pizza I want. I totally agree with you, Ardo. Achievements are going to be a huge, huge piece of why people keep coming back to a certain system and the stickiness of that for sure.
How long does something like that take to get to, you think?
Well, the good news is we have a ton of proofs of concept, right? Like we've seen this done a number of times really successfully. So I don't think it's something that is technically difficult, but being able to do it from a perspective of kind of livelihood, like how do you help show this as your life or as your avatar is going to be something that'll be particular to every ecosystem.
I think Jay Chain spoke on this too, as well as Matt. Don't reinvent the wheel, right? We can refine it, but don't try to reinvent it, because before Web3 gaming was a thing, you have a chessboard. It's still a form of gaming. It still took strategy. It still took some sort of, problem solving. So we know we have different genres of games. Some people like to play games that they can solve problems. Some people like first-person shooters. Some people like, space exploration. Some people like the puzzle, mind boggling type games. So we shouldn't be reinventing the wheel. We should be thinking of how to refine it, right? Are we using snow tread or we're using slicks? What best suits the community that specific game is trying to build out, on top of the fact that what Matt just spoke on, achievement systems already exist. Do the research, right? Have your R&D department do the research on what type of achievement system makes sense for your game that sparks some sort of purpose for people to come back and play it every day. We've seen titles out there that, people have gotten divorced over, right? People have lost their homes over. People have, ruined relationships with their kids or significant others over. That comes down to a personal thing, right? However, the game still sparked that kind of purpose within the players.
Mm-hmm. Fact. Yeah, absolutely. No, I'm with you there. Zach, what is going on, buddy? GM fam. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning.
Yo.
You guys hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
So I missed a lot of the space, but I wanted to see if you guys talked about cornucopias at all.
Ooh, no, we haven't. That's one. I'm excited for them to like be a full scale game.
Yeah, so that's one that I've kind of been looking at. Their Copy token chain and on Cardano now. I think if you go to MinSwap, you can swap Cardano or swap ADA for the Copy token. But I'm mostly excited about the game for that one because they're focusing on the gameplay and making it a fun game rather than anything necessarily monetary. They're trying to focus on making it a place where people want to stay, but also they the way they have it set up, if you have one of their custom domes, you can basically make your own game within the game. And they create these building kits. So, like, for example, if somebody wanted to recreate one of the scenes or one of the levels from like the 007 from the Nintendo 64, like they could do something like that. They could create like a snowy mountain scene where you're a first-person shooter. Or if somebody else wants to make a different style game, like they have these kits set up so you can basically make whatever style game you want. You can create your own little racing game within your dome. And so I'm really excited about that one. I think when it starts, it's going to be kind of slow. People are going to see, the graphics are cool and like they've got all these different things. But when people start creating their own games within the custom domes, I think that's when it's really going to take off. People are going to be like, whoa, this is cool. And I think out of all of the Metaverse games, regardless of whichever chain it's on, I think that one is going to be one of the most successful ones. I think it's just going to take a little while for it to take off, but if they keep focusing on making it a fun game, I think that one's going to do really well.
I agree with you. I think Josh and Rob they're two cool guys. We should, we had them on Meta Money twice. I'll reach out and see if we can get them on this show to talk about cornucopias. This should be pretty easy to get them on. Those guys are super awesome. I do think that's going to be one of the, especially for Cardano on that ecosystem, one of the better metaverses. There's a couple. There's Pavia. There's what else is there? Yeah, there's a couple over on the Cardano ecosystem. But yeah, let's. I'm gonna reach out to those guys. Definitely enjoy talking to them, and that's a great community too. So, good pick, man. You gotta. We're also that's also triggers something in my mind that like we can't always just be focused on the Ethereum network. Got to be checking out some other blockchains. So that is Cardano. See what kind of games. Do you think there'll ever be any fun games on the XRP blockchain? I know that they were trying a metaverse a long time ago.
Yeah, it's going to be this game. It's going to be this game where people are able to send their money freely to anybody in the world, and they're all going to get it for like fractions of a cost of a cent. It's going to be a great game. We're going to call it digital inclusion.
Oh, nice.
And it's going to be fantastic.
Nice. Not an action.
I love that so much.
The Western Union metaverse.
I love that.
Yeah, moneygram.io.
Is that taken, by the way? Because that's a great idea, by the way.
Speaking of stealing ideas, did you know that Candy Crush was stolen? That was someone's idea. He made that for his mom who was sick because she was like in the hospital. So he made that game for her, and they came and stole his idea and took all his billions.
Really?
Yep.
Dang, man.
That's tragic.
Jeez.
Yeah, that stinks, man.
I'm a real Debbie Downer.
Yeah. We're gonna have to shock you back into excitable Turbo. Two sad stories.
Turbo.
It's all right. It's Friday. You know what? It's been a long week. I know you've been busting your ass getting those floors done, man. So proud of you. I know that's balancing the show, and that's been a tough thing. So keep your head up, man. It is the weekend. Time to go see those kiddos, watch some football, and touch some grass.
Honestly, I'm just surprised that Turbo's rehired.
Oh, Turbo will always be rehired. Yeah, always.
It took a lot of work, Max.
Yeah.
I know. I can imagine.
Max.
Turbo.
So yeah, that's it's Friday, baby. Joe, go enjoy the weekend. Have some pizza tonight. Remember, touch some grass. Get out there, get some fresh air. Say hi to somebody. Tell a friend you love them.
Drink responsibly.
Drink responsibly if that's what you do. If you don't, then I don't know. Go read a book. Get outside. Go read an audiobook or listen to an audiobook. Do something cool. Remember, we always like to say,
be a nerd. Wait, read an audiobook?
I know.
But I mean, there are some people that actually listen to it and read it in their minds. So, I mean, it is a thing.
Yes, there you go.
Oh, damn it.
Thank you, Max.
Don't be outed. I don't appreciate you outing me, Max.
I hope you guys have a great weekend. Thank you so much for tuning in for Web3 Breakfast. We come at you every Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern. Go do something cool. Like we like to say, be 1% better every single day. You do that a few days in a row, and I guess what? You'll be making some noticeable changes. So we love you guys. Have a great weekend, and we'll be back on Monday. Ciao for now.